Another big concern is, can these attacks transfer to an attack here at home? Absolutely, especially when your southern border is open and the northern border has been infiltrated like never before in our history. Our FBI director was brought to Capitol Hill yesterday to answer some questions, and he says what's happening over there could definitely inspire people who might be Hamas agents over here. Listen.
We assess that the actions of Hamas and its allies will serve as an inspiration, the likes of which we haven't seen since ISIS launched its so-called caliphate several years ago. The ongoing war in the Middle East has raised the threat of an attack against Americans in the United States to a whole nother level. We also cannot and do not discount the possibility that Hamas or another foreign terrorist organization may exploit the current conflict to conduct attacks here on our own soil.
Do you believe, is the United States safer from foreign terror threats today? Are we safer than when Joe Biden took office, from the day he took office?
What I would say to you is that the terror threats have elevated. But I also think there are a lot of things the country has done throughout law enforcement to be better prepared to deal with them.
So did you notice what he did? Long pause. How do I answer this? Because the answer is we are not as safe as we were under the last administration. And then he said law enforcement. We've done a lot to elevate law enforcement. So he's praising law enforcement, which was great.
And he's right. The threat level has increased significantly.
Look at the numbers.
Particularly when it comes to anti-Semitism. We've got some updates for you. Remember, there was that threat posted online at Cornell where somebody threatened to shoot up, quote, 104 West, which is a university dining hall that caters predominantly to kosher diets, and slit the throat of any Jewish men that this person came across. Well, now, according to the cops, they have arrested 21-year-old Patrick Dye. He's a junior at Cornell. He's been charged with making threats. He faces 5 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. And his parents say he could not possibly have done it, even though, according to New York, the NBC News, he confessed. He said he was the culprit. But nonetheless, the parents say he didn't do it. He was just very depressed.
Lawrence has the tweet. Do you have it in front of you?
So this is what the kid posted on the chat
forum.
Under the name Hamas warrior, he says the genocidal fascist Zionist regime will be destroyed. Rape and kill all Jew women before they birth more Jewish Hitlers. Jews are on the face, wipe the Jews off the face of the earth. No Jew civilian are innocent of genocide. So, I mean, people that struggle, and there are millions, thousands of people that struggle with depression in this country every single day.
Because that's what his dad said about it.
It doesn't mean you're anti-Semitic.
But that doesn't mean that you want to slice the throats of Jews.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that demonizes the folks that actually have depression.
Well, he could be looking at 5 years in jail, and there are also problems at Cornell, big time, and I don't think the faculty is that upset by it. That's really disturbing. For example, days before that came out, F Israel was written all over, and graffiti scribbled on the sidewalks all over that campus. So, I mean, obviously it's not one depressed person. There's a school of thought there, and it's not the only Ivy League institution that's having trouble. For example, what happened over at Yale we've been talking about.